So before we get into the video, I just want to put a quick plug for my book, Only Human, available from Amazon, Google, and iTunes bookstores. It's my take on a werewolf story that's a bit different than most, and I think a lot of people might enjoy, or you might enjoy. So I would really appreciate you guys checking it out. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video. So ever since Star Wars Eclipse was announced at the Game Awards, it's been kind of a big deal in the sense that there's been a lot of controversy surrounding it, and I don't think all of it is justified. Now, going back in time, Quantic Dream, the developer of Star Wars Eclipse, came under fire for allegations of sexual misconduct and all that big stuff that's still happening now. And, it's terrible, awful, people need to be held accountable and all that jazz. And I feel people are using that as a reason to boycott Star Wars Eclipse. And I don't entirely agree with that method. Just because you're basically punishing a company with countless employees, some of which were victims of the harassment, and you're basically throwing them under the bus with everyone else. Like and I know it's a topic of debate of should you back a company, but it's only why should of the everyone suffer for the misdoings of a few, and I'm under the impression that it shouldn't be that way. I mean, of course, yes, hold the people who are problems account who had problems or are the problem accountable, get them out of there, do what you need to do, restructure, whatever. But don't make the entire company suffer for what they did. And I feel like Star Wars Eclipse is getting it worse than they should. Again, not because of the allegations, but because also there's like this unspoken or innate dislike of the director, David Cage. And full transparency, I actually liked Heavy Rain. I liked Indigo Prophecy. I hated Beyond Two Souls, and I liked Detroit Become Human. I thought they were great, but for whatever reason, there's like this weird, like unspoken hatred for David Cage and his games for whatever reason. I think it was like Matt Pad and Wooly, and they were talking all this stuff about stories and it going bonkers. And again, the 4 games I played, 3 of them I liked, and Indigo Prophecy, yes, that one is the one I would say that it goes crazy near the end. It starts off interesting and then it goes bonkers. But Heavy Rain didn't really do that. I mean, did it fail in some aspects in the story that I was hoping it would have? Yes. But overall, it was enjoyable. And Detroit Become Human, I didn't see that, or, I mean, the whole premise was crazy, but I didn't see anything even go even further or outlandish. And I just don't see where they're coming from. And I think Matt, not Matt, Pat at one point said that like all his female characters are whores, and that took me by surprise because I never got that. In Heavy Rain, I actually never made my female character, I forget her name at the moment. I never made her do anything of I know it was possible to have her, going undercover and she had to get scantily, but it was like a very creepy and like unnerving thing to do, which I think is what the game was trying to convey. And then obviously there could be a romance between her and the father, but I actually didn't do that. I didn't even know that was an option until later on in a subsequent playthrough. And in Detroit Become Human, yeah, like you go to like this strip joint slash place where you find out these female androids are being used as, sex toys and all that. But there were also male ones there too. So I didn't really get his comment about how all the female characters are whores, and also Indigo Prophecy. Also, I don't think have. The female characters were there, but they weren't. They didn't feel like they were. I didn't. I at least. I didn't think they were sexualized in that regard. I mean, I know there could be romance, like romance or a sex scene in the game, but it never felt explicit or exploitive. I felt, at least to me, it didn't feel like that to me at all. And I just found it really weird that he used that term to describe David Cage's female characters. Because again, I didn't see, unless again the game is made to go different paths and all that stuff. Maybe there's stuff I just didn't do that came out that way. But my point is, there's like this hatred of David Cage. I mean, if you don't like his work, you don't like his work. I can't say nothing about that. But I feel that compounded with the past stories of sexual allegation is, you know, hindering or hurting the other people in that company from people who want to boycott Star Wars Eclipse. And I just think it's unfair in that sense. Again, you're making the whole suffer for the misgivings or the misdoings of a few. And I just felt I feel that it's a bit unfair for them to do that. I mean, let me see if I can bring it up. Like right here, we see that, you know, Star Wars Eclipse Deliver has led to social media boycott, and other news outlets have it too, and all this other crazy stuff about how, people are hating on the game because of all the because of the past sexual misconduct allegations and stuff. And again, I just feel it's not unwarranted, but in a sense unfair. Because if we remember correctly, another big, huge gaming company that fell under allegations of misconduct and all that was Riot, the developers of League of Legends and Valorant, if I'm not mistaken. And they even had walkouts and a whole bunch of other stuff. But where was the boycott for them? I mean, they're a company that's way, way, way bigger than Quantic Dream, but where's their boycott? Where's the media backlash for them when that game happened? I'm not saying there wasn't, but like it's almost a distant memory. Nobody even talks about it anymore. And, you know, League of Legends is still doing amazing. They just had a incredible show in Arcane come out. That's getting rave reviews. No one's boycotting Arcane, saying, "Hey, the people behind this game had sexual misconduct allegations thrown on them. Let's boycott it." There was none of that. So why is Star Wars Eclipse getting it worse? And I think it's just because of this weird hatred for David Cage that I just don't understand. And I really hope people can start explaining it to me, or at least looking at other people involved in the company and not, you know, the people who did wrong. And which I do believe actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think David Cage was one of the people who was accused of misconduct and all that. So yeah, I get the hatred for him personally and all that. And yeah, if he needs to be taken out, take him out. But I just don't see how hurting everyone for the misgivings of a few, their livelihood, their companies, their money, you're basically making them suffer and you're making the victims suffer as well. So I don't know. I mean, again, this is a very touchy subject. I could be saying all the wrong things. I could be sounding like a complete asshole right now. But I just felt like, yes, personally, I am excited for Star Wars Eclipse. Out of the 4 David Cage games I've played, I've enjoyed 3. And I've never really felt his stories were that bonkers, outlandish, or dumb. I think someone made was it during Willie and Pat's conversation that they talked about how they felt disjointed, like the narrative felt disjointed. But I could say that for any video game, really. And again, they talk about his stories being woke and all that, or, but I guess for me, yeah, some of the stories can feel a little woke, I guess, and I guess pompous in that regard. But at the same time, look at every JRPG ever, and almost all of them have the same messages of love and friendship will conquer all. Uh, Tales of Arise, I mean, they did it differently. They showed I haven't finished playing through the game. I only just started a little bit of it, but it has a very real world view that I was surprised by. So that's why I say most JRPGs are not all. So definitely check that out if you haven't. But yeah, the boycott of Star Wars Eclipse just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm rambling, I know. And I just think people are using the sexual allegations as a starting ground of this boycott, when in reality it's mostly just people who don't like David Cage for whatever reason. And I just feel that's unfair, I guess we could say. Because again, Riot came under fire as well, and I didn't see no boycott for them. I didn't see no one riled up in the streets, doing this big push, a media push of media backlash for them. And I don't know. Give me your thoughts. I want to know what people think. I just find it so weird that one company's getting more hatred than the other, and I think again it's because of this weird hatred for David Cage affecting them. And again, I don't think it's fair to the rest of the team there. And yeah, I want to know. I want to know what the deal is. And again, until somebody explains it to me, I'm going to be excited for Star Wars Eclipse and I'm going to want to check it out. If that makes me a supporter of hatred and special misconduct, I'm sorry. I That's not what I want to portray or say, but I want to look at the company as a whole. I want to focus on helping the victims, not the harassers or the bullies or the aggressors or whatever. And yeah, but yeah, those are just my thoughts on this entire situation. And I would just love for someone to explain it to me or just tell me the reasons why. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment down below. Explain your hatred of this game and of David Cage to me, and why it should be boycotted when other companies who've suffered allegations did not. And yeah, just please let me know. And just remember, I'm just a gamer.